Hi, I was just sitting here waiting for a tow truck, just like normal because the ignition coil or something has gone in the car. But whilst I was here thinking about it, I remembered a time when I was heading away from home and there was this woman and her grandchild hitchhiking. And I wouldn't suggest that you stop and pick people up when they hitchhike, but I just felt God say, pick these folk up. And she must have been in her late, yeah, I'd say middle 70s, thereabouts. And then her grandchild must have been about 3 years old or 4 years old. And I stopped and I started to chat to them. And I said, well, where are you going? They said, oh, we're just going to retreat. I said, fine. And as we were driving along, eventually God said, do not leave this woman alone. Take her with you. So I said, well, what are you actually doing? She said, oh, well, not really. I need to get out the house. And I was just thinking of going away to a shop or something. I said, well, you can come with me. I've just got to see a couple of clients, but then we can drive around and you can tell me, like, we can talk and see, because I just feel God saying I must stay with you. And she says, that's fantastic, because as it turned out, that weekend her son was arrested for murder, and there was a family in Table View that I think it was in a robbery, and they were murdered, and it happened to be her son. And obviously she's torn up about this, quite understandably so. And she's quite a strong Christian, but she was really, really struggling with this. And they were staying in a house fairly close to where we are. Her son had long since gone to the other side of the peninsula. And as we were traveling around, we were just unpacking a lot of things and just talking a lot about God and things like that. And then on the way back home, I was driving around in what I called a braki. It's like a really old pickup. And yeah, she came through. We were driving, and then God just said to me, buy her groceries. And I said to him, Lord, but I don't have any money. He says, no, go and buy her groceries. So I said, okay, but Lord, if you want me to buy her groceries, then I need you to put at least 1,000 odd rand into my account now, because a monthly shop's going to cost about 1,000 rand, and I don't have it. And as I said that, we've got this intersection on the M5 near Military Road in Lavender Hill, and it was I'd say about 50 meters from the intersection. I said this to God, and then literally I got about 25 meters further, and I heard my phone go, bing, 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 and there we have it. 1,100 rand had been deposited into my account. So I said, okay, Lord, okay, I'll take the hint. So I took her down to Capricorn Square, which is a shopping center near us, and I took her to Pick and Pay, and she went and she did her monthly shop. I said, well, I just felt God said I must pay for your shopping, so take the trolley, go. I didn't give her an amount, I just said go. So she took the trolley, and I was just standing there praying, Lord, please let it be like 1,000 rand or whatever. And anyway, she comes back and she puts the stuff through, and it's 1,100 rand, just short of 1,100 rand. So I reached into my jacket and I realized I don't have my credit card, because I changed my jacket and my wallet with my credit card was actually at home. So now I'm in a real pickle. And then I remembered this jacket that I haven't worn for literally about 2.5 years has a checkbook in it, which I never use. So I took out the checkbook and I wrote out a check. They were quite happy to accept the check, and I gave them the check, and we left. And I dropped her at home, and my car was kind of clapping. The like 3 other pistons were clapping for the one piston that was working, and I putted on home. And then I phoned a client of mine who had deposited that money. And she said to me, Keith, the funny thing is, I sent you an SMS to say I'm going to pay it, but then I got distracted and I couldn't actually pay it. So I'll pay it in tomorrow. And I went like, what? So clearly God knew this. So when I got that WhatsApp, or it was a WhatsApp, it wasn't actually a bank payment, to say that she was going to make the payment, I read, oh, she's paid, like, this person's paid 1,100 rand into my account. I went. Had I had my credit card, it would have bounced. But because I put this jacket on first time in 2 years, it had a checkbook in it. I could pay the checkbook, and by the time the checkbook went through the bank, of course, she had paid it and the money had cleared. So all around, everybody actually came out of this thing in an amazing way, because my client was part of a miracle, which I told her about, and this woman who had been in this incredibly difficult place, incredible pain, nobody to talk to, had this guy from like this weirdo traveling around with her the whole day, and we really discussed deep matters of faith, and yeah, we just had a really good time together. So I want to encourage you, don't pick up hitchhikers. Not a good idea unless God says so. Then it can be a pretty good idea, but please just don't do it. And I've been doing this for like 20 odd years, so I kind of know when I should and when I shouldn't. But I want to encourage you to actually just, yeah, remember, God initiates something and your response is your act of faith. And yeah, just go out and be the church. Thanks.